season doesn't make, but it certainly was not the way you wanted to start the season. When you look at today's lineup, anything surprising? Has the lineup come out yet for the game?
I haven't just seen it yet. Yesterday was the Brewers' first opportunity to start against a right-handed pitcher. It was lefties against the Brewers in the first couple games of the season. And the Brewers have historically struggled against a lefty starter. So they saw a righty yesterday, got a run on the board early going in that game, but ultimately the Yankees slugged their way to a win. I think you are at a point, though, where I keep an eye on third base, right? A guy like Oliver Dunn. We talked to Vinny Capra. They've got a couple options, but they're a little unproven at the major league level. I think everywhere you look around the field, you see somebody with a little bit of experience, even if it's a year as a starter. Guys like Sal Frelick and guys like Bryce Terang, who's now in his third year with the team at the major league level. Guys who are a little more established. But third base is kind of the revolving door. You're going to see some mixing and matching going on based on the starting pitching.
That is Greg Matzek. He's inside. I'm outside at American Family Field. Greg Matzek, Steve Scaffidi, hosting our Brewers coverage. We're just getting started on this day. Greg, real quick before the break, your go-to tailgate food, if you're going to fire up a grill in the parking lot at American Family Field, what is it?
I'm brats. I'm a brat guy. Very simple brats. Yeah. And if I've got a neighbor or a good friend of the brat, it's the Italian sausage with a little green pepper. No ketchup. Please do not put ketchup on a brat or an Italian sausage.
No, I think that's un-American now. All right, we got lots more to get to. We got player interviews. We're scheduled to be joined by Brewers owner Mark Attanasio at some point in the 11 o'clock hour. Join us. You can certainly text in 855-616-1620. I'll try to read some texts at some point today. It is a glorious day, even though it's cold. The sun will come out. I can see some blue sky out there. Lots more to get to on our Brewers game day coverage right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's the biggest door in your house. Time to give it the attention it deserves. Vince Vitrano here talking about Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. Updating your garage door increases the value of your home. It's the first thing people see, and it's the best return for your money on investment. At Lifetime Door, if you have an emergency, they'll come out 7 days a week to service existing garage doors and openers. 5% off any service or install at Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. Get started now, 262-783-4004, lifetimedoor.net.
Please, please, please.
Hear that? That's Shady Brad Schimmel on his knees begging for money from wealthy billionaires who want to buy Wisconsin's Supreme Court.
I have to crawl around begging people.
And the more Brad Schimmel begs,
please, please, please,
the more they shell out, because everyone knows Shady Brad Schimmel is for sale.
I have to crawl around begging people.
After all, Schimmel cut a crooked plea deal with a man caught with child pornography after his lawyer gave Schimmel thousands in campaign cash. What could have been a 25-year sentence was dropped to just 3 years for that sick predator. So it's no wonder billionaires want Shady Brad Schimmel on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. They've seen Schimmel help his campaign donors, just like he did for that criminal's lawyer.
I have to invest in knee pads.
Brad Schimmel, if you're listening, get up off your knees. You're embarrassing yourself. Paid for by the Justice Project.
Please, please, please.
Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
Please, please, please.
Hey, dog lovers, listen up. If you've not been to the Hounds and Tap yet in Menominee Falls, I need to send you there. It's the Hounds and Tap. You've never seen a place like it. 12,000 square foot facility designed for dogs, indoor-outdoor tavern, grooming, doggy daycare, boarding, food trucks on the weekends, family days every Sunday. There's no place like it. Catering to dogs, humans have a lot of fun as well. It's right off Silver Spring. It's in Menominee Falls. Stop by. Maybe today is the perfect day to introduce your dog to the Hounds and Tap, right? Coming out to the game. Maybe a longer than expected work day for you. Whatever the case, if it's a simple nail trim, you can do it at the Hounds and Tap. No place like it. It's designed for dogs. Humans have a lot of fun as well. Check out thehoundsandtap.com.
Hey, March Madness is here. Now, technically, I can't say March Madness, but I can say this. Our coverage of the tournament will be fantastic. Hey, it's Greg Matzek. Keep it tuned to WTMJ for all the updates you need on the tournament. Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. During every sports update, you'll know about every buzzer beater, every upset, the Cinderella stories, and how the state teams are doing throughout the entire tournament. It's the college basketball tournament, not March Madness. Update sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
This is opening day with WTMJ.
We are live at American Family Field. It's not a bad day. The wind's, I would say, light, a little chilly, but, that's to be expected. In Milwaukee, in almost April, but it's always exciting, and especially when you get inside, and that's where Greg Matzek finds us, and he's got a special guest, Trevor McGill. I think he's 29 on the roster, if I remember right. Take it away, Greg.
Standing right next to me. Now, we are Trevor and I'm a little curious how this is going to work, Trevor. I'm nervous for you, right? The Brewers have just wheeled out this overhanging archway that's got a Brewers logo on it, some barrels, and you're going to hear some pops, and it's going to look like fireworks when the Brewers run out, introduced one by one. I am a little nervous.
Just had a misfire.
There was a misfire, yeah. Something just something just happened. But I'm worried you're going to hit your head on the Brewers logo. Is that thing tall enough for you?
We'll duck. We'll make it work.
Okay. Well, Hudson says he's an inch taller than you. Can you confirm or deny that?
No, he's definitely taller.
Okay. He also said he's better looking. Can you confirm or deny that?
I have hair.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Good to go. Welcome back, man. Back from New York. It's got to be good to be back home. You guys have been gone for a long time. It's good to be back home.
5 days or whatever it was out there in New York. It's a long way to start the season.
Yeah, and you start it now here with the Milwaukee portion of the schedule. What does it mean just to be back home and have an opportunity to be a part of a team again on an opening day in front of the fan base?
Yeah, no, these are my people here in Milwaukee, and it's always nice coming home middle of the season or even beginning of the season. So opening day was great last year. It was the first one for me. The second one probably be just as good. So looking forward to it.
So take me back to the offseason, right? Devin Williams, of course, traded. Does somebody give you a heads up, or how do you find out that the guy who was an all-star closer for this team is no longer a part of the team, opening the door for you to kind of take over that role again?
We kind of saw it on MLB Transactions Daily or, any of those social media platforms that kind of post that stuff and stay on top of it. So, once we saw that, it just kind of just knew that, keep training and keep doing what you need to do, and, things will fall in place for you.
Is that jarring in any way? Anytime a teammate, moves on from the organization, obviously it's a good contract for Devin, out now playing with New York.
Yeah, we had a lot of moves last year. We didn't just lose him; we lost Willie. And then Woo's on his way back, and there's pieces that are coming together and finding some replacements for. And I think we've done a good job. And 3 games is a little too early to see just how good this team is. So. We got a lot of games left and a lot of wins to get. Trevor
McGill joining us. Hopefully get a chance to work the ninth here today. What is it about the mentality of a closer? Why does it take a special person to be able to close out a baseball game in the ninth inning?
Shoot, man, it beats me. I got shoved into that role last year and just, did what I did. And, I'm grateful to have a couple gold gloves and a platinum behind me because, at least 3 of those saves came from the glove. So, Perkins, Sal, and a few others. So it definitely helps having guys like that where I could just throw heaters, curveballs, whatever it is, just get, pop-ups, groundouts, and maybe a strikeout sprinkled in here and there.
Does that really work into your mentality when you've got a defense like you continue to have here in Milwaukee?
Yeah. It definitely, there's a lot of different things you got to keep into play when, the scores are what the scores are. But, when there's a 2 or 3 run lead and you got a little wiggle room, trusting Sal, Garrett, and Churio out there is fantastic.
Nothing seems to fall. Speaking of Churio, he's now 21. It seemed like a big celebration during spring training. How do you think about yourself as a 21-year-old cracking through and becoming a budding star in the major leagues? Is that impressive even to some of the older guys on this team, what he's able to do?
Yeah, man, he's super focused and he brings it every single day. He's one of our guys that took us very far last year. A little bit of a skid early in the season, but he settled down, and we saw the numbers we saw. It was just so impressive. That guy, he's very good at baseball. 21 years old is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think you put too much stock into batting averages in spring training, but anytime you hit close to 500, I think it stands out. Right?
Yeah.
It's just pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, he was smacking it in spring.
You mentioned the loss of Willie Adames. Obviously, on and off the field, that's a big loss, right? Clubhouse leader. You always knew when Willie was in the clubhouse. Big smile. Does it take a group of people to kind of replace that level of chemistry building in the clubhouse and a guy that was a connector like Willie?
Yeah, it's going to take some adjusting, but we got Joey over there at shortstop, and same type of personality, man. Always a smile, always upbeat. Just really wants to be part of the team and part of wins, and it's going to take a couple more games just to see everything settle down, and I think we're in a great spot for that. So.
Joey's bringing the mustache game this year too. That thing is fierce.
Fantastic mustache, man. It's so good.
Well, Trevor, I hope you get a chance to close out the game here tonight. Great to have you back with the team.
Greg.
Appreciate you joining us in the dugout here. That's Brewers closer Trevor McGill. Steve, send it back to you.
All right, we're live at AmFam Field. We got lots more to get to, including in the 11 o'clock hour. Kristen Bry from our afternoon show will join us, and we're scheduled to be joined by Brewers owner Mark Attanasio. Lots more to come. Opening day here in Milwaukee. Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Experience one of the greatest choral masterpieces of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and Milwaukee Symphony Chorus present the Brahms Requiem at the Bradley Symphony Center, April 11th through the 13th. MSO artistic partner Deshaun Burton and Sonia Headlam will be the soloists in this work, which will be conducted by music director Ken David Mazur. The Brahms Requiem is not so much a lamentation for the dead as it is a tuneful, comforting, heartfelt celebration of life. Complete performances of the work only come around every so often, so don't miss this special opportunity to revel in its romantic glory. April 11th through the 13th only. For tickets, call the MSO box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
He's Donald Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk. And now Musk is trying to buy Brad Schimmel a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Because Musk knows when you buy Schimmel, he'll do whatever you want. Like when Schimmel gave a plea deal to a man caught with child porn after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel thousands of dollars. And Schimmel will ban abortion with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of the mother. Deeply corrupt and totally extreme. That's the real Brad Schimmel. There's a better choice.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I've made sure rapists, murderers, and child predators were behind bars.
Protecting your family and your most basic rights. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
And I trust women to make their own healthcare decisions. Brad Schimmel doesn't, but I always will.
So on April 1st, vote for Judge Susan Crawford, Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
April 6th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe, reward members get $5 off an acai bowl or an acai bowl with Nutella. Log into the app on April 6th to redeem your rewards. Terms and conditions apply.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. This is Opening Day with WTMJ, broadcasting live from American Family Field.
Yeah, Steve Scaffidi, Greg Matzek, tag teaming, although Greg is in the warm climes of the inside of American Family Field. I'm outside, but, it's not that bad. You get used to it after a while, and having done a bunch of Packers game days, Greg, this is what opening day is in Wisconsin. I can remember going back into I think it was in the 80s, maybe the 70s, where it was, 30 and snowing, and I didn't appreciate the snow on my truck this morning, but that's long gone now, and I think people are sort of getting warmed up for what's going to be a fun, exciting, hopefully high scoring for the Brewers game against I think we're playing the Royals today, right?
Yeah, that is correct. The Royals are 1-2. The Brewers 0-3 after that kind of a disastrous and forgettable trip to New York. But now you get a chance to open up the home schedule, and Brewers right now just finishing up some batting practice. They're doing some on-field work. Royals starting to emerge from the dugout a little bit. They'll be doing their BP run here coming up in just a few minutes. And a lot of tributes to Bob Uecker. We'll expect it throughout the course of the day. Right now on the Jumbotron, a giant Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball, with all the logos as a player, through his life as a broadcaster, underneath his lifespan, 1934 to 2025. Brian Anderson is also here. He wrote just an incredible tribute that you will hear during the pregame today. It's very touching. There's a lot of familiar voices in it. It's beautifully written by Brian Anderson, a tribute to Bob Uecker. They'll have a video tribute inside, but if you're not able to be here, make sure you're tuned into the pregame to hear the audio version of that. I got it sent to me last night. It's fantastic. It's chilling.
I was thinking about this as I was driving into the ballpark this morning, and whenever you lose someone of that status, and I can remember as a kid listening to Bob Uecker, I was there for his whole career. I got to interview him a bunch of times on opening days. And that loss is felt profoundly by fans and the team, and I guess it's sort of what you make of that. And I know that they're going to be all for him today in every kind of a possible way with the, as you said, the logo on the field and all the imaging and graphics. But for the season, and you were so close to Bob during all of these playoff runs and through all these seasons, you've covered the Brewers tremendously for WTMJ. What does that loss mean to this team, do you think, in terms of not just the playing on the field, but off the field?
Through my 20 years of covering the Brewers, there's a handful of people who every time they walked into the clubhouse or the dugout, you knew they were there, right? Prince Fielder is among the players on that list. LaTroy Hawkins is among the players on that list. So is Nigel Morgan. But nobody more so than Bob Uecker. Any time he walked into a room, you knew he was there, right? And he always had a hey buddy, he always had a slap on your back, he always had a handshake, he always had a smile, he always had a wisecrack or a comment, some kind of joke. And he was just sort of a magnet for your attention. So walking into the dugout, walking into the broadcast booth, stepping onto an elevator, riding up the elevator with him, it just, you knew you were in the presence of something and someone truly special. And Bob means a lot to this organization. He still does. It's reflected throughout the course of the day today. This is going to be a tough day for the broadcast team, who is so used to sitting next to him on opening day. And it's different in Milwaukee than it was in New York because Bob didn't take those trips anymore. So no doubt a profound impact on this organization, franchise, and current team too, Steve.
Yeah, I know, Greg, I know you had a special relationship as well from your chance to sort of cover this team. We got a lot more to get to on our Brewers opening day home opener coverage here on WTMJ. Quick Uecker story, since we got a few seconds before we get to the top of the hour news. One of the things I remember about interviewing Bob Uecker all these times that I did for the previous opening days, he called me by every possible nickname. I think I had Steverino, Stevie, Stever. I think every game it was a different tag. And he always looked at me quizzically when I would ask him questions. I don't know if he didn't expect, he thought I was a sports guy or didn't really know, how I was going to approach the interview. But we had a great conversation a few years ago about his friend, Hank Aaron, obviously Braves and Brewers legend. And I'll always remember that conversation. And I actually listened back to it a couple weeks ago. And it speaks to what Bob Uecker was and how important he was to this franchise. And he will be missed, and he will be certainly celebrated today, and that's a good thing. We are going to be live from American Family Field. Greg inside, Steve outside, all day long. We got, of course, the coverage of the game today against the Royals. It is opening day at American Family Field. You're listening, of course, to WTMJ.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. I get a lot of questions about QC Kinetics treatments, people asking if they should consider it for their own joint pain. Well, here's how you know. If you answer yes to any of these questions. Is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees or hips or shoulders or other joints, trouble sleeping or walking? Do you want to avoid surgery, a long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answered yes to any of these questions, don't wait. Call now. Call QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation and learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can help you get lasting relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Can you afford another unneeded property tax increase? Wisconsin taxpayers have witnessed the skyrocketing property taxes in neighboring Illinois. Yet one candidate for the Supreme Court, Susan Crawford, bragged about her efforts to kill Act 10, a law that has saved Wisconsin taxpayers billions of dollars. Now Crawford arrogantly refuses to recuse herself when the Supreme Court hears the attempt to repeal Act 10. Susan Crawford on the Supreme Court means higher property taxes for you. You can still register to vote against Susan Crawford at your local polling place on Election Day, April 1st. Elect Judge Brad Schimmel to the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Brad Schimmel, a proven record of interpreting laws as they are written, not as radical special interest demand. LNC Coalition paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. lcfreedom.com.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
The Brewers home opener is finally here, and the crew is starting it off with a matchup against the Royals.
Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Vinny Capra!
Our game coverage starts at noon with Brewers warm-up on your home for the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's just after 11 o'clock. I'm Jessica Ty. This is opening day with WTMJ. It's Monday, March 31st. Your top story, getting ready to welcome the Brewers home. Your forecast today, the clouds are gonna get up and get out of here eventually. It's gonna be breezy and chilly though, high of 43. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 29 by the lake, 25 inland. It is currently 38 degrees in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, fans from near and far are getting ready to welcome the Brewers back to American Family Field.
These tailgaters have been coming to opening day for over 20 years.
We've been to games in the snow in County Stadium. We've been to beautiful days out here. Opening day weather is secondary.
This year, they're joined by a friend who traveled all the way from Georgia to join in.
I usually fly up here and take in the weekend, visit friends and family, and always make it to opening day.
When it comes to Bob Uecker, they had nothing but respect, calling him the voice and the heart of the Brewers.
We made sure that we packed a bunch of Miller Lights in honor of Bob for today.
Live at American Family Field, Nizier Spencer, WTMJ News.
The Brewers will navigate a wide range of emotions today. This is the first opening day in more than 50 years without the voice of Bob Uecker on the call. Associate Manager Ricky Weeks tells WTMJ, while every opening day carries extra weight, this one will be a step above.
To be honest with you, just ready for it to get over. You kind of want that day to get over so you can kind of get back to normalcy, I guess. But there's certain opening days that's special, and today's one of those days. So that's one of those days that you kind of reflect on and kind of you want that day to last a little bit longer than most.
Several tributes to Uecker are visible inside the ballpark today. Ueck's signature is out in center field. There's also a banner in the upper-level outfield seats that reads, "I must be in the front row." Elon Musk followed through on his promise to award 2 Wisconsin voters $1 million each at a town hall in Green Bay.
You know, the reason for the checks is that it's really just to get attention.
Musk took questions for 2 hours Sunday night at the KI Convention Center.
I feel like this is one of those things that may not seem that it's going to affect the entire destiny of humanity, but I think it will.
Audience members were required to sign a petition in opposition to what he calls activist judges. Wisconsin Republicans, including Senator Ron Johnson and U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, also spoke at the town hall. And efforts to stop Musk from handing out those checks were not successful.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court rejected a last-minute effort by State Attorney General Josh Kaul, the court making a unanimous decision just minutes before Elon Musk took the stage in Green Bay. Kaul argued that Musk's intentions violated Wisconsin laws that prohibit election bribery. The Supreme Court decision came after 2 lower courts also rejected the legal challenge. Musk initially posted on X that he would hand out $1 million checks to voters. He then deleted that post and said the checks would go to 2 people serving as spokespeople for a petition. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
More tariffs are set to go into effect this week. President Trump is imposing the reciprocal tariffs worldwide, calling Wednesday Liberation Day for U.S. businesses. ABC's Trevor Alt has the latest.
You could see prices rising pretty quickly in a vast array of industries: electronics, fresh produce, pharmaceuticals, clothing, footwear, and much more. And in fact, in some instances, we've already seen these prices rise. Take home prices, for example. The National Association of Home Builders says that in anticipation of steel and aluminum tariffs, the cost to build a new home has already risen more than $9,000.
Tariffs on auto imports are set to start Thursday. Economists are warning they could have a major impact on the U.S. auto market. Time for news about your money. Here's a WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It's a mixed bag on Wall Street on this Monday as we start off the new week here. The Dow is up 100 points to 41,684, but the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are down right now. S&P 500 is down 24 points to 5,557, and the NASDAQ is down 219 points to 17,103. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:05.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 9 to 12 ounce, 10 count, or 32 ounce selected varieties Starbucks coffee, $8.99. 14 ounce or 6 count selected varieties Häagen-Dazs ice cream, $3.99. 4 to 4.5 ounce selected varieties Sargento Balance Breaks, 2 for $6. 64 ounce selected varieties Sunny Delight, 2 for $3.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News each weekday from 11 to 1.
Bucks President Peter Feigin joins us live here in the studio right now.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with Greg Matzek and Jessica Ty by listening to the Wisconsin's Midday News podcast.
What you're seeing now is like the reality of, playing a season together, kind of, getting to know each other.
Powered by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Don't forget, take us with you wherever you go. We'd love to have you with us.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Premium injection foam, filling your walls and saving you money from day one. Jeff and his team at USA Insulation do a full energy audit on your home or business to see where you're losing money. Then they help you score rebates and discounts that can cut the cost of your project in half. Then they get you 0% interest on financing for up to 72 months. It's a home improvement project that actually saves you money. Tell Jeff Vinny sent you to usainsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Brewers host the Kansas City Royals this afternoon for their home opener. First pitch, 1:10. And you can hear the special tribute to Bob Uecker starting around 12:30. It's 4 in a row for the Milwaukee Bucks, and we're talking about 4 losses. It was a blowout last night. The Hawks beat the Bucks 145-124 right here at home. The Bucks get a break before hosting the Suns tomorrow night. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. How fantastic is this? I just looked at the entire state, and when you're looking at the highway system, there is not one crash to report. We love that for a Monday. And then I zoomed in, and I'm checking out American Family Field, and it's looking good right now, and I can see some tailgaters out there, too. They are already having a blast. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Those clouds are going to decrease. More sun will be out there. It's going to be breezy and chilly, though. High of 43. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll dip down to 29 by the lake, 25 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds and a chance of mix late. High of 41. Wednesday, it's going to be rainy, stormy, too. Some of those storms will be strong. High of 64 on Wednesday. Thursday, partly cloudy and breezy. High of 52. Friday, partly cloudy and a high of 46. It's currently 37 degrees in Kenosha, 35 in Sheboygan, and 38 in Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is coming up on 109.
Finally, it's here. Brewers baseball is back. This is opening day with WTMJ. Now broadcasting live from American Family Field. Here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Steve Scaffidi.
Oh, you bet we are. It is awesome out here. The sun is shining at American Family Field. But let's go inside to Greg Matzek, who has a very special guest.
Yeah, Steve, thank you. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Our opening day coverage continues here. I'm here with Brewers principal owner Mark Attanasio.
Hey, Craig.
It is great to talk to you again. It's become an opening day tradition. But we're missing Bob. Sadly, just very candidly, it's always been you and Bob and kind of us hanging out in the dugout together. This is a tough day.
Look, it's a bittersweet day because opening day is always one of my favorite days, and I knew today this was all going to sink in that Uke is no longer with us. He's certainly with us in spirit, but it's hard not to have him standing with me here.
Well, you've got a big Uke shirt on, which you can't get at the Brewers Pro Shop. You've got the Bob Uecker lapel pin and your best plaid jacket.
Yeah, mine's not quite as loud as Jeff Levering's. But I try to remember Uke every way again.
Well, also honoring your late father Joe with a lapel pin. Opening day was always very important to him, as he was the guy who sung the national anthem, and certainly much more than that to you. But it does sort of mark the years, mark the time since you first had ownership of this team to now.
Someone was saying to me on the way in, happy 21st season. I'm like, wow, I can drink now, 21 years, but you maybe have a beer at the game finally.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had one here. It's,
wait, hang on a second. You've never had a beer at Miller Park, now American Family Field?
My very first year at Surprise, we were playing the Rangers, and, always like, who doesn't like to have a beer at a bowl game? Had a beer, and just as I finished, Fox film crew came down to interview the new owner of the Brewers, and I'm a little, it's hot and a little spacey. I thought, maybe things are different now that you're in a ball club. So
yeah, just stick to a hot dog and maybe some peanuts or something like that.
Exactly, yeah.
You have notes in your hand. I know you're about to hop into the press room at about 11:30 to address the media. Yeah. Is that like a cheat sheet there?
Well, what I wanted to have, the cheat sheet, we've got about 7 things we're doing for Uke here. Mm-hmm. That, frankly, there's so many things we can all take a look. There was a very nice moment of silence for him in Yankee Stadium yesterday, actually, that we all came out for. And we'll have one today. And I think we'll just have folks, look around the stadium. There'll be a lot of, memories of Bob and a lot of recognition of, who he was for us. And then, I can't keep track. We're doing so many new things at the ballpark. I like to tell the fans to come out and check them out. The Alley Food Truck, I think people are excited about. And but just come out to the ballpark and find them. If I sit here and read them, it's kind of boring. Yeah. We do have a new facial recognition way to get in, which is a little space age. So hopefully it's easier to get in and get out.
Yeah, I tried to get through that. They put handcuffs on me and whisked me away to the parking lot. So thankfully I was able to break free. Right. Opening day is always so special here in Milwaukee. It comes after kind of a strange series in New York. I know you're with the team. How do you digest a series like that? How do you believe the team digests a series like that? It all seems strange when it happens in your opening series.
Yeah, and the players shrug it off. It is it's how you finish. It's not how you start. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Pat Murphy told me before Game 3, it's sometimes better just get hit in the face at the start of the year like that to get everybody focused. So we got hit in the face again yesterday, and I think you'll see a different level of competition today. By the way, the first game, Freddie competed like hell, and we were right there. So, we had everybody on base, and everybody wanted up, and it doesn't always bounce your way. Aaron Judge, when he's not hitting the ball over the wall, hits the ball to the third base bag. That's a double play, and it bounces for a double instead. So sometimes it's just not your series. Last year, the Yankees beat us by almost the same run differential, maybe 1 run less. They ended up winning we were here. They ended up winning 94 games. We ended up winning 93. So we win 93 games this year, we'll be good.
Yeah, everything will be just fine. Part of that series, too, was you got to see Devin Williams. Later this year, see Willie Adames. It's happened year after year, Mark, and I know it's just sort of the way the business works sometimes. What is it about this team's ability to move on and thrive after all-star talent ends up signing elsewhere?
So we have somewhat of a hybrid model with that. A lot of teams really focus on moving guys out, or that have that model, moving guys out sooner. We want to keep every player for as long as we can. by the way, that's why we have Jackson Churio not only for 8 years, but 2 option years. So fans here know they can come out and see him for 10 seasons. A lot of players have had a lot of success here, and, they get Willie. We're all thrilled for Willie getting that $175 million contract. I told Willie I could, but forget about being the owner who, owned his baseball team. I could be his money manager now.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got $175 million to invest. But look, it's a model we've deployed successfully, and it's just what we can't do, and I know this is hard to say, we really can't make mistakes in issuing a lot of long-term commitments that then end up being an albatross for us. We certainly picked the right guy with Christian Yelich, but there's only a few of those we can give out.
Is that difficult in your position as an owner?
Sure, you want to sign everybody and keep everybody, but clubs get into trouble when they get overextended, because then forgetting about what might happen on the business side, on the player side, then you're forced to cut payroll, you're forced to do things to stabilize your financial situation, whereas for us, we're completely stable and we want to compete every year. Sometimes some of that gets mistranslated. We want to compete every year.
Mark Attanasio joining us. I think what goes maybe under reported at the national level is the investment in international scouting and what you've been able to do in that world, finding Jackson Churio, finding a 17-year-old Jesus Made, right? The players that have been procured by the Brewers via international signing have become among the best in baseball.
Listen, the national media wakes up September 1st the last 7 years and realizes, Milwaukee's in first place. Maybe we can come out and see what's going on out there. And, that's fine, playing somewhat out of the spotlight. And, all the investment we have in scouting or infrastructure, it's all about winning, because, I can't hang a banner. We're actually still a top 10, even though we draft, with our success, we draft near the bottom of the draft. We're still a top 10 farm system as people evaluate, not us, but others. I can't hang a banner in left field that says top 10 farm system. If we're in last place, nobody cares. But we try to be excellent in everything we do. I think we have the best facility in Arizona. I think we have the best facility in the Dominican. We certainly have cherished this facility with the support of the fans, the sponsors, and of course, on both sides of the aisle here, the government and the legislative leaders. We just try to be excellent in everything. We have like the second or third highest media ratings in baseball. We have always the top 10 growth in retail sales. I mean, by every metric, every observable metric, we are doing a really special job, and that's a testament to. We've got over 500 employees now, which was not the case when I started. It's a testament to everybody's hard work here. That we all get to, benefit from.
Well, very special day, as always, on opening day. Mark, I also appreciate the opportunity to connect.
You bet.
We'll do so again. A very special day here, opening day 2025. Steve?
Go Brewers.
Go Brewers indeed. We are live from American Family Field. I am outside. Greg is inside. That's, of course, the Brewers owner, Mark Attanasio. After the break, I'm going to be joined by my teammate, Kristen Bry, here in the afternoons on 620 WTMJ. She's hanging with the tailgaters. I'm still waiting, by the way, from my first brat from one of these tailgaters. So we'll see if that happens in the next, 40 minutes or so. Lots to get to on opening day. We are live on 620 WTMJ.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids. Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
April 6th at Tropical Smoothie Cafe, reward members get $5 off an acai bowl or an acai bowl with Nutella. Log into the app on April 6th to redeem your rewards. Terms and conditions apply.
The wait is over, Milwaukee.
Fly ball deep right! Back! Back!
The Crew are back where they belong.
Fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone!
The Brewers kick off their first homestand against the Royals. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 12:35. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. If you're in or near retirement, you're facing one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. When to take Social Security? Should you claim it now or wait for a bigger benefit? The wrong decision could cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost income. And once you lock in your choice, there's no do-over. The truth is, Social Security is more complicated than most people think. The age you file, your marital status, other income sources, all of it impacts how much you'll receive. And in today's economy with rising costs and uncertainty about future benefits, you need to make every dollar count. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans make smart decisions about retirement. Income is just one stop on your retirement-ready roadmap, and we'll help you navigate every turn so you can maximize your benefits and keep more of what you earned. Don't make this decision blindly. Get the facts and a plan today. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll learn strategies to help optimize your Social Security, reduce taxes, and create a retirement income plan that works for you. But don't wait. These resources are only available while supplies last. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. Greg Matzek here reminding you, do not let that busted garage door get you down. You make a call to my friends at Geis. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they get you back in the game. Any scope of project, really, anything, big or small, Geis will come out and help you out. They've done it for me, they'll do the same for you. Stop by their showroom. It's in Brookfield, just off Barker Road. Pretty cool place. I could not believe how many doors and openers they had in stock and ready to go. That could mean a very quick turnaround time for you and your project, which is what you want, right? It's Geis. Visit geisdoors.com and don't think twice. Call Geis.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special?
Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
I had seen a lot of retirement places. In a minute, I drove into the driveway coming into Three Pillars. I was sold. The grounds are just beautiful. The management are just incredibly kind people. That mood permeates the atmosphere to me, whether it's the staff, the people that's serving in the restaurant, and the residents themselves. It's just a lot of caring, kind people.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
This is Opening Day with WTMJ, broadcasting live from American Family Field.
Oh, you bet we are. We are live. It is sort of a chilly start to a day, but the sun's supposed to come out this afternoon. Of course, the game's inside with a lid, and joining me in our outside the stadium broadcast is Kristen Bride from the afternoon. Pleasure to see you.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. Opening day. This is my third opening day with WTMJ. This is actually shockingly the nicest weather
This
I've
is
ever
the nicest.
Because last year it was a rainstorm.
Yes.
In 2022, it was a windstorm. So it's a little chilly, but this is the best I've ever had it.
So have you visited any of the tailgaters yet, or are you starting to walk around?
I'm going
and
to
get a
start
sense
walking
of that?
around after I'm with you. So I made a rubric.
Yes.
I made a rubric.
For people who don't know what rubric means.
If you have to remember back in elementary school when you had a rubric and it was a grid and you had the very clear criteria to get an outstanding score, a good score, or an unacceptable score. So you think about like a diorama project, or a paper, or a fiction, a story that you were writing. Your teacher had to be very explicit.
So you're taking this tailgating very
So I'm
seriously.
taking it very seriously. I got input from a lot of different people, and so we basically have 4 categories. We have food available at tailgates, drinks available at tailgates, equipment, and then team spirit, which is mostly discretionary points. That is just up to me. But then you get points for each thing you have. So then for food, it's obviously brats, hot dogs, any kind of sausage.
Does it have to be
encased meat? That's what we're calling it.
Okay.
Burgers, obviously, and chicken of any sort, whether it's wings or grilled chicken.
Wings are always good.
Any salad made with mayo. Because that is a staple of Wisconsin.
As
So
much
pasta
mayo as
salad,
possible,
potato salad, tuna salad, cheese curds, any kind of variety of chips that are available. I feel like to be inclusive, I included if you have a vegetarian option.
Oh, stop. Come on.
You got a point for that.
Vegetables at a tailgate? Come on.
And so variety
like
of
those are gonna get
condiments
thrown
and
out
then
after.
sweets. And then variety of drinks. I included if you have a Bloody Mary stand.
I like how you led off with Bloody Marys. That's perfect.
I mean, it's earlier game, and then we got variety. Extra points if it's a Wisconsin-made beer. If you brought your own keg, especially for an early game,
that's hardcore.
That is hardcore. I think that's extra points.
I'd stop at that tailgate.
If there's any kind of shot ski, beer bong, accoutrement.
What's your shot of choice? Schnapps.
Ooh, Jameson.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like Jameson. Although I don't really drink shots anymore. I'm sort of out of the shot.
I feel like if you and I went shot for shot, how do you think we'd do? Who do you think would be the last one standing?
I think you'd mop the floor with me, probably. If I want to be totally honest, yes.
But then, yes. And then for equipment, we have, if they have a makeshift bathroom.
Wow, that's
if
impressive.
They have brought their own bucket, basically.
Yes. Is that what a makeshift bathroom is? Just a bucket?
Don't some people actually bring their own porta potty of some sort?
I've actually seen that.
Yeah.
I was at a tailgate once where they had their own bathroom.
Do you think it's more common for Brewers games or for Packers at Lambeau?
Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Packers they've refined the tailgate process at the highest level.
You think it's more impressive the layout at
I've
tailgates?
had prime rib at a Packers tailgate party, and like shrimp. It's unbelievable. But not to downplay what's happening here, because this is also, you look out at the sea of these canopies and tents. That's all cool stuff happening.
It is a lot of cool, and that's one of the points. Did you bring some kind of shelter?
Yes,
a tent or a pop-up canopy.
I see a Badger one. I see a Packers one. I don't see any Brewers one, which is sort of odd.
But it is interesting on days like this. You see the full range of Wisconsin toughness, because most people are wearing layers. You can tell, like I've
got 4 layers.
I have 3 or 4 layers on. But then I saw some people just in their jersey. Like arms out.
I saw a guy with short shorts on before.
Yeah, like there are some people I passed on my way to the studio that was like, "Oh, you're not cold? Okay."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I made the rookie mistake of grabbing gloves out the door. Turns out they're gardening gloves, not actual gloves.
Ready for a horticultural experience at the ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready to landscape my lawn.
So you're going to walk around with this checklist.
I think so, but the thing is, I need to find someone who will help film with me, because I want to make this into some fun
we've got interns all
social
over the
media
place. Just grab
content.
one of them.
But carrying a clipboard with rubrics and a camera, it may be too much. But I'm definitely going to go around, talk to some people today, take some pictures, grab the vibe.
What does one
Very
win
excited.
from winning this? Nothing?
A shout out on social media.
Oh,
I thought
cool.
about that. I thought about trying to stop by the studio and get a WTMJ prize pack, and then I ran out of time.
Yeah. What's in those prize packs? Do you know? It
Glory,
changes.
Just glory.
Glory.
Yeah. Glory of winning something.
Maybe some of our old coffee mugs that we're trying to get rid of.
Who wants a used coffee mug?
I took 2 of them.
Yes, but
once you put them in a dishwasher, they're good to go. All right, we're getting off the topic here. So you're going to walk around at the tailgate. We still got lots of time before the game starts. It's only 11:30.
But the doors open at 12. right?
Yeah, I
so
think
you can see a lot from where we're at right now. You can see a lot of people are lined up. People are ready to get into the stadium.
This drum line has been
Drum
down
line's
these
been
drums.
fun. When I walked across the bridge, there was a fun dance troupe over there doing things that I only wish I could do, as far as having rhythm. Oh, the show was great, by the way.
The show.
The Beautiful Noise. I know you were a big fan
Oh,
of
yeah,
that
we
last
went
week.
to
I
a
saw
play.
it. Yeah.
We're very we're artsy people.
We like sports and arts.
All right, so
and politics.
It's obviously going to be a sort of a special day because Bob Uecker,
I know.
His passing has changed everything, the dynamic of Milwaukee baseball, but they're going to honor in a lot of different ways. I mean, as somebody who appreciates the Brewers like you do, and I certainly have been going to games since I was a young kid, this is a big deal for Milwaukee, and I think a lot of people are going to feel that today.
Well, you were on air. I think I was on air with you when the news broke.
Yeah.
And getting to experience what that day was like on WTMJ and hearing how much he meant to fans, seeing how people immediately came out that day and were leaving things at his statue. I haven't even gotten close to his statue today to see what it looks like. But what a legacy, right? To mean that much to so many, and for so many people, today's going to be their first game ever not hearing you call it.
There's going to be a lot of tears shed during the tribute that happens at some point before the game. And obviously they'll do things during the game as well, and the signatures across the outfield. This is a big day for us, let alone the fact that it's opening day. So we got lots more to get to in our half hour. Greg Matzek will rejoin the conversation. Thanks to Kristen Bry for hanging out. Have fun at the tailgates. I need a brat still, so let's see if we can
All
make
right,
that
I'll see
happen.
if I can conjure up a brat for you.
All right, let's get to the local news, and I think we have Jessica Ty in the studio. Lots of local stuff to talk about. Here you go.
You do indeed. What a blast out there at the ballpark, though. Thanks so much, Steve. It is 11:30, and I'm Jessica Ty. This is opening day with WTMJ. It's Monday, March 31st. Your top story, new technology welcomes fans to American Family Field. Your forecast, decreasing clouds, breezy and chilly. We have a high of 43 today. Tonight, mostly clear. We'll dip down to 29 by the lake, 25 inland. Right now, it is 38 degrees in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, American Family Field has new technology to shorten lines this year. Go-ahead entry is a facial recognition scan that creates a seamless and safe entry experience.
The way they enroll is it takes a selfie of themselves in the MLB ballpark app, and then it converts that image into a unique numerical token, and it discards the image. So we don't store any images of fans in our system.
Go-ahead entry debuts today. Excitement for the Brewers home opener continues to grow. Happening right now, fans are filling the lots.
As opening day kicks off, the lines are starting to grow as more fans roll in. Among them, a group of 4 from Madison.
We've been coming down for 15 years, the 4 of us.
If you Google the warmest it's ever been here, we were at that game on opening day. 75 was a Good Friday. It was a 110 game, and we got home at 5:30 the next morning.
We're here to watch them play well and win. That's what we're here for.
Let's go!
Let's go, crew!
Reporting live from American Family Field, Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Fans tailgating don't have any rain to worry about this year. Remember last year? It was wet. We were just soaked outside. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copeland says the forecast looks dry throughout the day.
We're going to be mostly cloudy for the first couple of hours, and then at least some sun will break through later in the day. So partly sunny later on, not warm, but we will at least turn brighter.
We're watching for what could be strong to severe thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. It is a not guilty plea from one of the 4 suspects accused in the death of a teenager in Milwaukee. The boy was found in a burning car on the city's north side.
Charles Roby is the lone suspect of the 4 accused of murdering 15-year-old Makai Neal, whose body was discovered in the burnt, stolen Honda Accord near 26th and Locust in February. An autopsy revealed that Neal was also shot 8 times, at least once by Roby, who then set the car on fire because, quote, all of their prints were in it. Roby faces 5 felony charges, while Shatis and Shatiana Williams and DJ Chandler are each charged with aiding a felon. Both Williamses and Chandler will be in court Friday. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It's a mixed bag on Wall Street on this Monday. The Dow is up 122 points to 41,706. S&P 500 is down 17 points to 5,563. And the Nasdaq is also down nearly 187 points to 17,136. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Check Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. It's like Mother Nature knew it was the Brewers' home opener and people had to get to the ballpark because we don't have one big crash to let you know about. That is fantastic. Nothing on the system right now. You just have the cars filtering in to American Family Field. People already out there tailgating. Have a blast today. And here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, the clouds are going to get up and get out of here eventually. It's going to be breezy and chilly, though, high of 43. Tonight, mostly clear. The low will dip down to 29 by the lake, 25 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds and a chance of mix late, high of 41. Wednesday, it's going to be rainy. I mentioned those storms earlier as well. Some of those storms are going to be strong. High of 64 on Wednesday. Thursday, partly cloudy and breezy, high of 52. On Friday, partly cloudy and a high of 46. We're sitting at 37 degrees in Kenosha, 35 in Sheboygan, and 38 here in downtown Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 11:34.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Annex Wealth Management. Feeling like your to-do list is growing faster than the days? It's that time of year, planning projects, maybe a little bit of a word at the time go. How about knocking something important off that list, like really important, your investment and retirement planning? You heard me talk about Annex? Maybe your friends and neighbors too. Isn't it time to finally take that step? Get your financial house in order, not just for now, but for the long haul. A social and solid investment and retirement plan built by the fee-only fiduciaries at Annex Wealth Management just makes sense. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the now famous Get Started button. Annex makes it easy. They handle it all. Retirement investment planning, tax planning, estate planning, one stop. You can meet at one of their 8 convenient locations or connect virtually via Zoom. I've done it both ways. They work fantastic. Remember, there's a significant difference between financial advisors. Know the difference. Start your journey at AnnexWealth.com.
She's different and special and loaded with personality.
And there's one more thing, but you can't explain it in words.
She's the one.
She's the one.
The one.
You know it.
Your friends know it.
The whole world knows it.
We curated a special selection of engagement rings for her.
Can you guess what we call it?
We call it the One Collection by Kessler's.
Because these engagement rings are different.
And special.
And loaded with personality.
And one more thing. But you can't explain it in words.
Engagement rings in the One Collection start at just $725.
But some of them are more.
A lot more.
But we've got you covered.
First, we have 12 months financing at 0%. Or
second, we have 36 months financing at 9.99%, both with approved credit.
Third, we have second chance financing if you need someone to give you a second chance.
And don't forget the Kessler's warranty.
The strongest warranty of any jewelry store in the world.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Opening Day with WTMJ, broadcasting live from American Family Field.
We are indeed broadcasting live. It is a somewhat chilly start to the day, but we're going to warm up because there's a lot of exciting baseball to play. It's the home opener for the Brewers playing against the Royals. A rough start for both teams, but always opening day excitement for the Brewers. And Greg Matzek is alongside, sort of. He's inside where it's probably a lot warmer. Is it a lot warmer in there, Greg? You've got short sleeve shirt on. What you got going on?
Yes, it is, right? It's, 20-ish degrees warmer than it is outside. And, of course, the roof and panels are closed. But they've got this contraption set up near the area where you'd run out of the Brewers dugout. So when the players are introduced, they're going to run through this sort of archway. And there are some barrels on it, and there may be some fireworks, but they've got 4 large tanks of nitrogen. So you can see this big poof of smoke go up into the air. And they just ran a test run on it, and all the nitrogen came into the dugout. And Brandon Sneidnar in here, and the temperature dropped about 40 degrees in the dugout in an instant. It's the coldest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
That's insane. Has somebody safety tested this stuff? Yes, that's nuts.
Well, that's what they were trying to do, but it was very loud. It was very cold.
So, fans are going to be getting in there pretty soon. What will they notice about the stadium inside that maybe looks different than last year?
Well, a couple of different things. You can see out in right field where they're making room for more offices. Remember, that was the story a couple of months ago. They're going to try and reposition some of those seats that were taken up. But as Mark Attanasio mentioned, there's over 500 employees now with the Brewers, so that is an all-time high. They need to make room for people, which is a good problem to have, I think, ultimately. I think also if you take a trip around the ballpark inside and out, you will not go too far without seeing some sort of remembrance and celebration for Bob Uecker. You'll see it on the field today in the way that the grass is mowed. You'll see the Uecker signature in center field. And, of course, plenty of tributes, which we can expect on the Jumbotron. Everything from the game notes to the Uke patch, right? It's all over the place inside here, Steve. But I encourage fans who are walking in, just sort of pay attention to your surroundings if you're walking around the concourse, because all the Bob Uecker stuff, I think, is really tastefully done and important time to remember him for sure.
You know, having been to a lot of Major League ballparks and also NFL stadiums, the Brewers really know how to do things. And the stadium's set up so well. You can certainly see everything that's happening on the field, but they make it so much fun between innings. I know they do a lot of different things every year. One of the things I got to do last year was go down the slide. That was amazing. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the radio before. I don't know, have you done that recently?
I did it once, kind of way back when it was Miller Park. I went down it once, and it was a blast. It was much faster than I thought. I remember that, kind of crashing into a padded wall. How did you do?
Absolutely. I was amazed how fast it went, and I did the same thing. I almost took my head off going into that wall, but it's sort of a crazy feeling, and we a bunch of us got to do it last year, but it's sort of the uniqueness of this ballpark and how we celebrate baseball in such a special way. Milwaukee, long tradition going back to the Braves, and of course the Brewers, 50-plus years now. I see all the fans coming in with their Brewer jerseys, and they're all excited about Bob Uecker, that tribute that's going to happen on the field today, and I think that's part of what is such a big part of spring in Wisconsin is the baseball tradition. You've been around it for a long time. I've been around for a long time just for the fact that I'm 66 years old, but I never get tired of opening day. It's always fun, always exciting, and it's you know what, they're always unique in some special way, and obviously today the Bob Uecker tribute would be a big part of that.
Yeah, you'll want to hear that on the pregame show. I mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. The audio tribute to Bob Uecker that you'll hear in the pregame, written by Brian Anderson, is absolutely beautiful. Some familiar voices that you'll hear as part of that tribute, just sort of documenting the life of Bob Uecker. It's about 3 minutes long. You'll hear it on the pregame show. They'll have a video tribute inside the stadium for those who are at the game, but that is something you certainly will want to hear during the pregame show today, beginning at 12:35.
Yeah, so give yourself some extra time on the way in. Looks like lines are moving pretty well through all the areas that are happening around at least the outside part of the stadium. Greg's inside. Greg and Steve, it's the warm-up to the warm-up as we get ready for the home opener here in Milwaukee at AmFam Field. Lots more to get to in our final 20 minutes before we hand it off to the Brewers pregame stuff. Greg, Steve, AmFam Field, opening day on 620 WTMJ.
70 years ago, the Blaine brothers founded Blaine's Farm and Fleet as one of the nation's first retail stores to sell goods at a discount. And we've helped supply Midwest farms and families with quality products at unbeatable prices ever since. Like Rust-Oleum Stops Rust Paint, 10% off. 15-piece Milwaukee Combo Wrench Kits, $40 off. Save $130 on a Hobart 190 MIG welder. And Blaine's brand shop stools, $79.99. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
He's Donald Trump's right-hand man, Elon Musk. And now Musk is trying to buy Brad Schimmel a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Because Musk knows when you buy Schimmel, he'll do whatever you want. Like when Schimmel gave a plea deal to a man caught with child porn, after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel thousands of dollars. And Schimmel will ban abortion, with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of the mother. Deeply corrupt and totally extreme. That's the real Brad Schimmel. There's a better choice.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I've made sure rapists, murderers, and child predators were behind bars.
Protecting your family and your most basic rights. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
And I trust women to make their own healthcare decisions. Brad Schimmel doesn't, but I always will.
So on April 1st, vote for Judge Susan Crawford, Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin.
Hey, if you've not been down to Potawatomi Sportsbook, you are missing out. My goodness, what a great experience and environment throughout the course of the basketball tournament. And that'll continue, right, as we approach the final groupings. It will be going on this weekend. If you're looking for a place to watch the game today and you're not able to get to the ballpark, might I encourage you to go to Potawatomi Sportsbook. 2,000 square foot video wall. The game you want to watch will be on. I can promise you that. In fact, multiple games will be on at the same time. It's how they do it. Very comfortable furniture, outstanding food, full-service bar, and a cool VIP deck if you're looking for a more private gathering. It's all at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Take a trip around, see all that's new at the sportsbook and the casino itself. It's beautiful. They've done an amazing job. You'll see what I mean. Take a trip out and visit Bet Above the Rest at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Opening Day with WTMJ, broadcasting live from American Family Field.
Yes, opening day. We are live from AmFam Field. The parking lots are almost full. People are starting to stride up to the stadium. It's a chilly start, but it's going to be warm, and hopefully the Brewer bats will be hot inside. Greg Matzek is inside American Family Field. Have you seen the lineup yet, Greg? What does it look like if you have?
I have seen the lineup, as a matter of fact, against the Royals today. Jackson Churio back in the leadoff position. Christian Yelich is going to get a start in left field today. He was designated hitter throughout the series in New York. William Contreras catching. Reese Hoskins will be at first base hitting cleanup. Then it's Sal Frelick, Vinny Capra, Garrett Mitchell, Joey Ortiz, Bryce Terang, and Elvin Rodriguez gets to make his 2025 debut on his birthday. He'll be the starting pitcher for the Brewers today. There was a bit of an injury update here. Aaron Savali, the starter in yesterday's game, on the 15-day injured list with a hamstring strain. So the hits keep on coming here, and not the kind that produce runs, the kind that produces injuries, unfortunately, Steve. So another injury concern here for the Brewers with a member of their starting rotation out for a few weeks.
Let's talk expectations. This team has certainly won their division the last couple of years. Obviously, every year is different. Bob Uecker used to tell us that, and the coaches of this team have told us that for years. What are your expectations as a fan and someone who covers this team as close as anybody else does about this year's version of the Milwaukee Brewers?
Well, I guess it depends on how you define expectations. If you're looking at the Vegas over-under win total of 82.5, then I'd like to believe the Brewers can exceed that total because they've done it, right, each of the past several years. They always seem to be pictured as about a 500 team, and they tend to exceed those expectations. So if you're looking at that win total, I think the Brewers will exceed that win total, and that is due in part to what they did a year ago, the players they have returning, and the simple fact that, in my opinion, the division is not that strong. I do expect the Cubs to be a little better than they were a year ago. So in the thick of things is what I would expect out of this team. You know, they were swept once last year, Steve. It was to the Phillies, and the Phillies were a tough out. So the Brewers got that sweep out of the way, right? They've been swept once in one series, so hopefully they don't have that resurrect itself too often.
Greg, you heard about the torpedo bats in the opening series against the Yankees, and they obviously scored a hell of a lot of runs. What do you make of that story? They're illegal, I guess, but I mean, are other teams going to start using these bats?
This is really interesting. So the Yankees were experimenting with a new bat that sort of it concentrated the sweet spot and allowed you to sort of hit a miss hit a little further than if you had miss hit it on a traditional bat, for lack of a better term. I asked Matt Arnold, the Brewers GM, about this about 45 minutes ago, and I said, "Is there anything to this?" And he said, "I don't know, but it's worth finding out." And he had noted that Reese Hoskins and William Contreras had both ordered a couple, and they should be here before too long. So players have taken notice, right? It's hard to look at the results of that series, have to talk about a new piece of equipment, and not be curious. And if it's legal, I would expect more teams to be curious. Now, baseball has manipulated the ball over the course of the years, right? Juiced ball versus dead ball and so on. So maybe there's a happy medium there with how they construct the ball moving forward. But yes, players and teams are going to test out these new bats to see if there really is anything behind it.
Yeah, it's sort of an amazing when you have that sort of technology that other teams weren't capitalizing as perhaps the Yankees did in that opening series. He is Greg Matzek. I am Steve Scaffidi. We're broadcasting live from American Family Field on the home opener, which is always a rite of passage for all of those people in Wisconsin as we sort of warm it up to the summer, and that means baseball in Milwaukee. We have one more segment to give you from our exciting 2-hour program, and Greg will and I will wind it up after this on 620 WTMJ.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
Helping people and families seriously injured in accidents and standing up for victims to take the burden off their shoulders. It's Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Yeah, you've heard David say that before. Stands by it. They've been getting results for over 40 years. Getting results for you. You focus on healing. Let Gruber focus on the legal aspect. Check out all they do in the community as well. Giving back is certainly a top priority for this nationally known but local law firm. It's a family-run business. David has done a great job building it up in Milwaukee and now servicing you. If you've been hurt in an accident, you make that phone call to Gruber Law Offices. Visit gruber-law.com or call 414-276-6666.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I'm the football guy, definitely not the outdoor home projects guy. So when it comes to things like deck building, Excel Custom Decks is the true go-to expert. Family owned and operated, Excel Custom Decks uses the finest materials and products and combines that with superior craftsmanship. If you want your outdoor area to shine this summer, contact Excel Custom Decks now. Whatever you dream up for that perfect deck, pergola, or outdoor kitchen, Rob and his family can build it. Excel Custom Decks, decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com today.
Experience one of the greatest choral masterpieces of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and Milwaukee Symphony Chorus present the Brahms Requiem at the Bradley Symphony Center, April 11th through the 13th. MSO artistic partner Deshaun Burton and Sonia Headlam will be the soloists in this work, which will be conducted by music director Ken David Mazur. The Brahms Requiem is not so much a lamentation for the dead as it is a tuneful, comforting, heartfelt celebration of life. Complete performances of the work only come around every so often, so don't miss this special opportunity to revel in its romantic glory. April 11th through the 13th only. For tickets, call the MSO box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. This is Opening Day with WTMJ.
Having a blast at American Family Field. We got one final great guest to give you. Greg Matzek is inside American Family Field. Take it away, Greg.
Yeah, here with Sean Marefka, Senior Director of Retail and other great things here at American Family Field with the Milwaukee Brewers. Sean, happy opening day.
Happy opening day to you.
I know it's a whirlwind, and there's a lot of new stuff in the world of retail, but hard to not talk and notice all the Uke stuff that I've been seeing. Fans already coming in with Uke hoodies on, and Mark Attanasio, principal owner, was wearing a Uke-labeled Brewers shirt as well. So that's got to be a hot item today and throughout the course of the season, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's spring training. We launched the patch that the players will be wearing on the field today.
We are offering that patch in the store with any jersey that you have or a replica jersey that you purchase in the store. We'll be able to apply that on there. But the product that we have in the store that we launched last Monday has been flying off the shelf. We worked with a company in Milwaukee called Brew City. We collaborated with a family to get an honorable collection to honor Uke. And it's been well received by our fans, and proceeds will go to Bob's charities.
That is amazing, right? So it truly is a collaborative effort, right? There's an opportunity. People want to remember Uke in their own way too, right? You're talking about fans, but you want to do it tastefully. You want to do it the right way. So collaborating with the family is important.
The merchandise it doesn't have any Brewers marks on it. It'll be in our team colors, and we wanted to do that because we wanted it to be all about Bob, right? We didn't want to make it about the Brewers. We want to be about him and what he has done for our community, what he's done for myself. I remember, a story I said this morning was I remember sitting in County Stadium as a kid and listening to him on a radio while watching Brewers baseball. So he's been a big part of my life, big part of our organizations, and what a way to honor him.
Yeah, and really throughout the ballpark, as I'm sure you've noticed, just sort of walking around, you can't go too far without some sort of remembrance and celebration of you.
Yeah, we're doing a lot for him this year. The pin that you're wearing and that all of our staff is wearing is to honor that. There's a celebration of life. I know that that's a private event for families, but we're also going to do something later on this summer to honor him and to give back to what he has done for us.
Did you have a chance to watch the video tribute yet in a private setting?
I have not. I mean, we're all getting everything set up. We got a new location location we remodeled. It's home plate that we've been working hard on, and then with this Euchre thing to try to launch it in a short time frame. I can't wait to get done with today and kind of take it all in.
Yeah, it's chilling. It's really well done and written by Brian Anderson. I also noticed walking toward the press box some interesting 414 labeled stuff. What's behind that?
So what we're starting to notice is a trend. We did some pop-up shops last year with we did a vintage shop. And we wanted to bring back something that just, again, it doesn't have our marks on it, but we're celebrating 414 Day. And it's all the product is labeled 414 and in our team colors. So we're starting to see a trend of fans that want to put on a Brewers hat and want to represent our colors, but not wear our logo as much. So we wanted to bring back different vendors, different opportunities for people that just want to come and spend and have something that remembers Milwaukee.
Well, the Pro Shop is always top-notch here at American Family Field. It's always open, and especially today, you want to get in there and get yourself some team-related or Uke-related merchandise. Sean, congratulations on getting here through today. Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you throughout the year, I'm sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sean Marefka joining us here in the dugout. Steve, getting pretty much set here for first pitch. They're lining up the batter's box right now. They're getting everything set up in terms of the baselines. They are spray painting the bases, all the things you got to do, dragging the infield. Batting practice is done. First pitch is coming up in a little over a half hour.
All right, Greg Matzek, it's been an absolute joy to work this couple hours with you. You're the best. That's why I always enjoy our teamwork. And this has been this is a tough day for people because obviously we're going to all be remembering Bob Uecker today. I know that the team and the players and the organization are doing everything possible to make that so awesome. I am looking forward to today's game. I'm going to actually get my credential and step inside and say hi to some folks. Enjoy the game. I'm glad that we could present this couple hours talking about baseball. Greg, Steve Scaffidi, live from American Family Field. News is next on 620 WTMJ.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North